So, hello everyone. Today we are joined by Jorge Garcia, who is plant manager at Benteler Automotive Ibérica. Before joining Benteler, Jorge was in Valeo for several years, and Jorge takes care of two plants and support functions for Benteler in Vigo, north of Spain. The two plants are among the best in Benteler in terms of performance and in terms of assessment related to Kaizen and Lean. Jorge, welcome to the Leaders in CI podcast.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, and thank you, Euclides and the team, for all these nice words. I think that is not so nice like you mean, but we are so proud to stay with all of you.
Good. Jorge, tell us more about your experience with Kaizen and Lean in Benteler.
Okay. Before, if you allow to me to start with Benteler journey, me personally, I have a good opportunity to contact with Kaizen when I am part of Valeo company. During my first 3 years of my professional experience, is like a school for me, and when you start with the first company and you're born in this ambient of Lean culture, Kaizen culture, for me was natural. Everything is more or less organized, standardized. It's not perfect, of course, but it's somehow structured. When for different issues in my life, when I moved to Benteler, was a shock, because Kaizen is not in the scope or in the mentality, even if it's no idea in the Benteler world about this way to manage a company. Benteler is a German company, so focused in the product, in the process, but not so many focus in the way to do the things, in how to organize the things. For me, it was a tough moment, because I must, rebuild myself to adapt to this way to do it. But I'm very lucky, because with the years, I don't know if by hazard or not, but the company is started to have, in mind that with the product and with the process, we are so weak. Let me say this: in the history, many people are copy the things, parts or products or machines, and at the end, the thing that make the difference is how we are interconnecting different departments with different input that is coming from all the areas. And at the end, Benteler decided to start to create or to use Kaizen tools. To be honest, and I think Euclides, you know it, at the beginning, we cherry picking some tools, not interlinked one to each other. And in one moment of time, if I remember well, was nearly, was 10 years ago or something like this, we start to organize more in a structured manner, not isolated tools, put all these tools and new ones in more structural way. And I remember that was in 2016 that for me is my first year in the position, that Benteler decided to go in Kaizen approach, pure Kaizen approach, and request a Kaizen Institute in this case to guide us in this journey, because we realized that, and was a very good decision, even if we have knowledge and many skills, we cannot do it by yourself. We need somehow a teacher that is guiding to us to avoid that we, corrupt ourselves the system. And for us specifically in Vigo, for me was like a present, because me personally is coming back to my origins, that I'm really comfortable with this type of systems. And additionally, the plant here in Galicia is doubling the size since 2016 until 2018. we are moving from 300 employees to even 600 employees. Means the way in which we are organized, this not means that it's not good, but this simply is not working with the doubles of size. And we are forced to somehow to create different levels, new organization to allow to still continue with the productivity and the challenges that we have. And for me personally, the Kaizen methodology was the perfect thing with the problems that we have. It's not only a tool; it's a solution for a problem that we have.
Yeah. And Jorge, I understand that when you joined Benteler, you already knew the tools, right?
Yes,
from Valeo.
exactly. Yes.
And in Benteler, they already knew the tools also. But
yes,
it was like an isolated implementation of tool by tool. It was not like a management process. And the approach that you have now is more of an approach for implementation with four processes. And I can mention the processes: leadership, SIP cycles, daily SIP, and toolbox. Can you quickly explain these four, let's say, processes?
Yes. Okay. These processes, let me try to explain it. Is like the continuous improvement system itself, in my opinion. First of all, you need standards. The standards exist. We copy some of the Kaizen, some of them we bring from our old experience, and we create one tool that we talk BOS toolbox, that at the end is not more than a library with different tools box.
Yes.
But for me, this is the beginning. You can have a nice library, but if you are not able to read or to analyze the things, you have books on the walls, nothing more.
Yes, exactly.
The second topic that we have is that for me was very crucial, is we don't have basement at the beginning. When you want to implement something, it's tough to implement it, but later on is to keep in the time, and to make this, we create a 4 level of organization from level 1 to level 4, with specific routines for each of these levels. Means to simplify, is not more important one level to another one. All of them are important. It's like a gear box in a car. If one of the gear is not working, the full system is stopped. It cannot work. And in the beginning, we have for these 4 levels, that is operators and team leaders, pools, operations, and responsible of the area, and finally level 4. Some of these ones we have, but another ones not. And we must, it's a huge challenge, because we need to empower some team to create some functions. Like, for example, I remember a team leader that in the past we have the typical chief foremans. Today, no, we move from this old style, let me say like this, to have small teams of 10 guys, 12 guys, with one manager, this managing the team. This means that for us, it's forcing to not only to grow the people, it's putting more resources, because again, we have one per shift, and now we have one every 10 people. Means looks like we are going backwards. We are spending and putting more FTEs. That initially is true. It's like everything, you must invest. This is the first topic. The second topic is at the moment that you have all these resources and you have these standards, somehow you must create a system to put like a tunnel to guide all the team in the continuous improvement mentality. And it's not only upper level or lower level. Every single level must apport something on the system. And for example, when we analyze a problem, in every company you have different problems. The simple ones and the bigger ones.
Yes.
And the Kaizen is helping to us to analyze all these different problems, from the small ones to the big ones. And we have different tools to analyze everyone. And for example, we have the A3 reports or small analysis for, one week or 2 weeks improvement event, or the more complex ones, that is the daily Kaizen events, that normally is needed more money or more resources or interaction between different departments, and is consuming many weeks and sometimes many months. But the good thing and the difficult thing, and is the fourth pillar that for me the also crucial one, is the leadership, because at the end, even if you have all these three things, you will have continuous improvement, but you are improving for what? And for me, the leadership is with all the input that you receive and all the problems that you have, is to have the visions to put all these three things, all the SIP cycles, all the A3 reports, all the people working with one final goal. That is very easy to say, but during the journey you have a lot of new input that come in and is forcing to you to this, to move away from your vision. And here is the key, is to keep it stable as much as possible, and be able to manage all these three things with the leadership, and empower the people to maintain the continuous improvement mentality, not in the short time, no more in the long view. Let me say like this is the key that is not too easy, to be honest.
Yeah. So this is what you call the BOS Lean Enterprise 2.0 process that you are implementing. So with leadership, you just explained, with the SIP cycles, with the daily SIP, and supported by the toolbox. And in the beginning, it was only the toolbox.
Yes.
And for the other processes to work, you need the new organization structure with different tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, starting from team leader, group pool, production unit leader, and so. And this was necessary to implement. I understand that you didn't have this, and it was necessary to reorganize this way. Like you said, sometimes adding more resources, but it was an investment. So that the process is, the BOS 2.0, or continuous improvement, could work. Now, Jorge, I would like to ask you, what is a typical day of running the plants with Kaizen? So when you wake up, when you start working, how do you do it with the lean processes?
Okay, it's very easy. It's not every day the same, I have a timing in which I fix different tasks every day. But normally in the morning, I spend between 30 minutes or 1 hour doing 3 tasks. Or I do Muda walks. For example, today I'm in Moss, in the small plant that we have in Galicia, and I did it a Muda walk with my operations manager, or I made a 5S audit according to the scheduled time, or I made a Gemba walk with my team. One of these 3 normally is every day between 10 or 11, depend of the day, but normally it's like this. Every single day, without failure, at 11:30, I made my level 4 meeting. We have a schedule, and I started level 1, level 2, level 3, and at 11:30, 30 minutes is my level 4, in which I receive many inputs. We try to solve many things, and they escalate some topics to solve that normally are related with resources or money. To be honest, it's like this. Yes. And finally, weekly, we have also some meetings that are always fixed. That, for example, is the SIP cycle meeting. In what case we celebrate Fridays, just after my daily meeting, 12 o'clock, 1 hour, in which some colleagues of my team is coming to present the status of the SIP cycles. It's not coming all the weeks, everyone, we create an agenda in which every some of them is coming every week, another one is once a month, depend of the criticity or if it's needed more support or not. But this allowed to us to create a continuity and stability, and to be able to differentiate the small things, the medium level things are the improvement things. But at the end, the important thing is somehow everyone must be fixed in the agenda. And as I mentioned previously in one of the questions, it's a gearbox. I need to accept from my position that I must spend minimum from 1 hour or 1.5 hours daily to make that the gearbox of Kaizen is running, because again, I am also part of the gearbox. If I am not here, for example, imagine that on Friday I'm on holidays. I am on holidays too, but I delegate my role, for example, in the SIP cycles to another one. Means even if I am not in the plan, someone is managing, but the SIP cycle meeting will not be cancelled. It's again, when we talk about the 4 key pillars, one of them is, sorry to be boring, Kaizen many times is simple things, but the key is repeat and repeat and repeat the things always without exception. And this is more or less the key.
I understand. So you start with your daily SIP meeting for your level, top plant manager level. And you do this daily, so that's why it is your daily CIP. And then weekly, you go into the SIP cycles, the improvement projects. And with a higher frequency, let's say every year or every quarter or every 6 months, also you take care of leadership with targets and strategy, right?
Yes. This is not daily or weekly meetings. We have this... again, to reinforce the view and that we are choosing the right directions, we have more or less every 3 or 4 months, really is every quarter, we have different items. For example, right now, we are fixing the target for next year. But not only the operational target like everyone have, scrap, OE, or whatever. This, we will do it until really an accurate level. I put one example. For example, we are in the beginning when we start in a line, we fix it 80% of OE. Now it's not enough, because the 20% of downtime, we fix the target for every single portion of the cake, because every single of this portion is spread through the different departments of the organization, somehow to looking for commitment and responsibility in the portion to achieve the final goal. Now it's easy. At the beginning, it was a huge effort, because many departments don't feel that they are responsible for this part. For example, this we are doing right now. For example, in Q1 of 2024, like every beginning of the year, with the target already fixed, we also fix the SIP cycle that we will develop during the next year. We create a full year roadmap. Many times we have big project of 1 year, but we are not allowing to fix project of 1 year allow time. We try to split in 3 or in 4, because if not, we know in the experience that with the month, the pressure is coming down. And we try to, let me say, like we say in Benteler, to cut the elephant in pieces, to be able to manage this. And this we created in the Q1. And normally Q2 and Q3 is the more easy ones, is follow-up. It's only to check if the plan is still feasible, or we need to redact something. For example, I remember the COVID year, that is a very special year, that somehow we must frozen everything, because we have one event that is changing completely the rules of the game, But also it's interesting, because when this COVID start to coming back a little bit down, not fully, but partially, we retake the original plan, to don't create nothing new, to retake the thing that we we frozen, not stop it, frozen. And this is the meetings that we have during the year, you know.
Okay. And Jorge, I know that you show me sometimes you show the PDCA. And
Yes.
what are the, let's say, the processes that you run for plan, for do, for check and find?
Yes.
Can you show and explain the plan? How do you plan your companies?
Yes, I will. I will looking for it. Hopefully, I found it.
Yeah.
Let me say if
Because
I found it,
I,
because now
I I think it's a very good way to explain and
yes,
simple.
but it's a pity that I don't found it. So sorry.
It's in the file.
Yes,
That
yes, it's in the file. Now I am open it again.
it's
I
okay.
will share. I will share my screen to explain how you know the Kaizen Boslin 2.0 is able to fix in every single part of the PDCA. And again, first we have in the P we have more things than this, but the best important ones is the first one in the plan. As already mentioned, comment in the Q1 we fix the goals of the year.
Yes.
And I don't explain it, but we spend nearly 2 or 3 days, full days, to review and fix again the long, medium, and short view. When I mention short view, is minimum 1 year period, and we take many inputs. We take the hosting country matrix that is coming from top of the company, and we try to translate to real target that we can implement in the plan. With all these new targets, physical or some processes that we want to implement, we create the plan vision.
Yes.
That normally is 3 years, 3 years timing. That for me is a very good tool, because again is showing to the team what is the final goal, you know, and when the team understand the goal, they understand much more easy the different action that is needed to achieve it. Because, for example, many times we are working in an option or in many options to put, for example, AGVs. And now when you see the AGVs, everyone's looks like and is very nice, but could be we are working 3 years to arrive until there, and for this the plan vision is very helpful.
The automation,
And
the
finally,
engineers,
yes, and finally is the value 3 that not many people is using it. In fact, at the beginning, we are not using. We implemented after the second or third year of daily Kaizen implementation, and the value 3 is very tough to do it, because normally in the plans we are so focused to analyze the P&L in a traditional way, or check the profitability by product. But if you are able to somehow split in every part of the P&L and you put small boxes, as small as possible, when you start to make the improvements, you must see how is the impact in the box that you isolate. For example, if you create a box of scrap, if you start to create A3 reports or zip cycles, whatever, that is attacking the scrap, if at the end of the journey the scrap amount remain like the beginning, we are lying to ourselves. We must restart from the beginning, because even if the chart looks okay, the result is not good enough, because we are not improving nothing. And the value 3 is allowing to us to measure if the improvement that we are doing in the theoretical perspective, in the P&L, we see this, you know, and it's very, very important.
And just for the people listening, the value 3 is a way to very easily visualize the impact of scrap, for example, in the P&L. So what is the cost? And not only scrap, all the elements of cost in the company, they are connected to some area or to some KPI. And it's very easy when you decide to make a Kaizen event to see what is the result and translate the result in terms of, let's call it money, monetizing.
Yes.
So the value tree is
And
an input for the planning that you do also to
yeah,
choose the best, the most impactful projects, let's say.
yes,
Okay.
because as you can imagine, Euclides and colleagues, we have more ideas than heads. It's like this. I don't know if it's normal or not, but it's like this. And one of the key that we must choose is to choose the best ones, because at the end the people 8 hours a day to work, and you can take I don't know, steel, or you can take gold. The people will work 8 hours, and here is the key is to be able to looking for the gold mines, and to put the people to work on it, to be as more as productive that we can be. Looks very easy with example, but in reality is tough. And for me, it's one of the more critical things in the P area is this one, is identify the gold mines, to be clear what is the gold mines there, to allow to in the next steps that I will explain, to focus the team to go there.
Yes, very, very interesting. And the plan process is like you explained, the Oshin, the plant vision, the value tree. This belongs to leadership. This is basically you are leading this planning. And Jorge, let's go to the do. What do activities you put in practice for implementation?
As you can see there, and already commented before, are very simple ones. At the moment that you have the vision clear and more or less the target clear, we have 4 levels of standard meetings. Every single level is multi-departmental functions, means it's not isolated boxes that is produced itself or wherever. No, these 4 levels is, for example, the production unit leader in this meeting go maintenance, quality, engineering, logistics. It's like a small plant manager in a small area that is working about his problem, his opportunities, changing standards, means managing the daily problems. When the result of these 4 levels at the end is to somehow to manage the problem as close as possible to the origin of the problem. In the past, the problems arriving to me in a lot of frequency and in a huge quantity. And to be honest, all of us, we are humans. Could be we can manage 10 problems a day, but if it's arriving to someone 200, if you are lucky, you can manage 15 some days, but no more. At the end, you will create a bottleneck in the chain that is doing more slowly. La company is so simple like this.
And you are always in firefighting mode, because you have so many fires, so many problems.
Yes, and here we are able to somehow to split these problems cascade or these continuous improvement opportunities in the 4 levels. That again was not easy, because we don't have these 4 levels in the past. Somehow, especially the base one, we must create and we must empower the team to be allowed to do this. We are not finishing yet. It's a full lifetime journey to empower all of us in this. But I told to you that I can spend that I am the last of the chain. I spend 80% of my time thinking in the medium long term, and 20% in the daily business. And why? It's not because we are more clever or more stupid than other ones. It's because the lower level, everyone is keeping in his shoulders the problem at his level. It's not escalating to the upper level problems that cannot be cannot be escalated, means that they can solve by themselves, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end is the key, you know. It's like we say, you know, that level 1 must think in 80% in the daily business and 20% in the improvement. Level 2 could be is 40% daily business, 60% daily business, 40% improvement. Level 3 is 60% future and 40% daily business. In my case, 20 daily business and 80. You know, it's at the moment that you are more up, you must have more time to think in the long and medium view. Must be like this, you know.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. Many people don't understand this because the daily Kaizen meetings are really daily problem discussion at each level. So the team leader discusses the problem and then it can escalate some, but they can also solve some. And then it goes up to your level. And you are really dedicated to the biggest problems when they arrive to you. And that's interesting. And what about also the do? You already explained the SIP cycles with the A3 reports. How do you organize these SIP cycles activities?
Yeah, as commented, we at the beginning we are not organizing only in an organized way, but we learn that even until to be really successful, we must be very strict and very organized to fix one hour weekly and do it. And in our case, we are doing on Fridays from 12 o'clock until 13.
Yeah.
And we make it in two steps. The first one of my team leaders is presenting to me one A3 report.
Yes.
I am not interested in the content of the A3 report. Can be safety, productivity, scrap, whatever. For me, the only thing that I'm looking for here is that every single team leader is coming to me to present something. With this, I get two things. First, I force to the pools and the operations manager to show how to use it, because I have 25 team leaders, minimum 25 A3 reports must be open. Due to I give the freedom to open the ones that they want. The thing that I'm looking for is if they understand the tool and they develop the tool properly. I am not looking for savings. I'm not looking for big improvements. The thing that I'm looking for, if the team leader is able to explain to me, you know, the Ishikawa, 5 whys, you know, everything, you know, and it's difficult to explain with words, but I can tell to you after 3 or 4 years running with this, the first time that everyone is coming to present to me is very clear that the pool is doing the A3 report instead of the team leader, because you start to make questions and you see that the team leader is not able to solve. But this is the first time that they present it. The second one, they present it even by hand with a lot of grammatical mistakes, whatever, but for me it's not important, but I love it because it's a huge improvement, because I realized that they start to do it by themselves. And in the third round, I start to make more, I don't want to say aggressive questions, but more question linked to force them to think. You know, for example, I remember once I make these jokes many times, but for me it's very easy to explain later on. One team leader from the leisure area is explaining to me that every hour must go to one machine to push one button. And they lose 5 minutes of his time every hour to do this. And he proposed to me to invest 15,000 euros to change the programming of the machine to don't allow to do this. I give the money to him, but I make some questions to him. Say, okay, 15,000 euros. how many minutes you will save in your yearly time,
Yes.
and he don't do the calculation. And when he did it, he realized that with the salary that they get or with the company costs, they will save nearly 3,000 euros. Means he need 5 years lifetime
Yeah.
to recover this invest. And the machines that is project is remaining only 3 years lifetime.
Oh, I see.
And I tried to prove to him that even if it's not good to go there every single hour to push a button, but if at the end the thing that you will spend don't compensate the thing that you will win,
Yes.
it's better to don't do it and accept this painful thing instead of spending money there.
Yeah.
And it really was a shock because I teach only one, but it's like magic because I don't know why. The another 24 team leaders, when they present to me next days and next weeks, they make the calculation in advance, because they
Yes,
know
yes.
the history. I don't know if they talk in the toilets or in the break time.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you understand. And I
Yeah.
make this meeting to empower the team not to do the things because the company wants to do the things. It's because it's an structured tool that is allowing to you to analyze well the problems and fix it better than the not organized way. And this is how we are doing the E3 reports. The thief
Yeah.
cycles, as
It was a
already
very
commented.
smart. It was
Yeah.
a very smart way to teach them how to do return on investment.
Yes.
Yeah. It was
No,
a smart way.
but this is the way to force them to understanding who
Yeah,
is
to
this one,
understand.
another one. But at the end, is like try to understand or to make them understand that even if it's painful, first we make things painful. But again, if the resources to solve it is much more than the benefit that you will get, in a natural life or a private life, we will not do. In a company life, we must avoid too. It's so simple like this.
Yeah. So, Jorge, I see that the things you are doing, it's really continuous improvement culture because everybody is doing this. Operator, team leader, production unit leader, group leader, and even a plant manager. You are doing everyone is doing every day, and you are doing everywhere. And that's the way you are managing the plant. And a very interesting thing is you can only tell that you have a Kaizen or continuous improvement culture when you practice, when you do improvements. And I see that you have everybody engaged in doing problem solving and looking for ways to improve and even calculating the return on the investment, even at the level of the team leader. That is very rare in many companies. They don't think about that, So congratulations, it's really the do is really the Kaizen culture in place.
Thank you so much. It's a long journey. Leaders and colleagues, we don't get this from in 1 year or from one year to another one. It's a long journey and it's still a lot of things to do. But it is the only way to be profitable. At the end, we cannot forget that we have, in our case, more than 500 people working. And again, we are stronger when everyone is giving something, whatever. Good ideas, biggest one and small ones. But if every one of the 500 is bringing something, at the end, when we collect every single small piece of sand, let me say like this, at the end you have a small mountain of sand, and this is the secret, no more than this.
Exactly. And Jorge, let's talk about the check. How do you check that you are really improving and that you are collecting the results or the outcomes of this. So you also have some checks that you have in your activity.
Yes, we have many of them, but the three more important ones is P&L check that I think every company have, but it's not enough by far. It's not able to it's like helicopter view and is able to find the big roadblocks. But if you want to be really productive and with a continuous improvement mentality, for much more. As already commented, the value 3 and another tool is helping to you, but you must looking for productivity by line or by product. At the end, spreading the responsibility not only in some heads of the plant, is in many of the people of the plant, with different amount of budget, but everyone must feel that is responsible for a portion. And of course, we have a lot of KPIs, that is in every level. We have different KPIs that, as commented some minutes ago, they are interconnected with a huge dependency from one to another one. And this create at the beginning a huge battle, but now after many years, everyone know the game or the rules of the game, let me say like this. And for example, I make some examples that could be for some people can be shocking. We have some pool level 2 meetings, and at the beginning, the production unit leader that is working in production is telling to logistics and to maintenance or quality how many minutes the day before they are stopped for this reason or another one. But after this journey, production is like a customer position. Is coming logistics and is saying to him, sorry, we stopped you 23 minutes. Or maintenance is saying 2 hours. Or quality is saying, sorry, due to quality reasons, you are stopped 10 minutes. And it's not only the way in which you are reporting, it's the commitment with the target that are shared, that everyone feels responsible for deliver, and everyone have his own KPIs and is reporting to the next level, that is making the collection of all these single targets, how they are responsible for that. And this in the daily basis or monthly basis in the worst case. And this is the way we are checking the performance. And at the end, like I say, if in the papers looks nice, but in the P&L we cannot see the improvement, means we don't have improvement in reality. It's so simple like this. If we cannot track the improvement, it's not a real improvement.
Good. So the check is part of it. What about the next in the PDCA, the ACT? What type of activities are you doing to, let's call, analyze gaps and check if really the process is working well? Because the check is more based on results, on KPIs. Yes. What about acting on the process if the process is not okay?
Here we have a lot. Some people is calling audits and other checks, but to be honest, I don't feel that like a traditional audit with a question and an answer, and it's only one valid or not. We have also, but we have another one that is more, let me say, between bracket freestyle, but it's also is very consistent in the time, because it's in different levels. For example, I give you some examples in which we have, chemistry by checks. We make assessments to check if the knowledge of the different steps that we must perform to make one operation or create a product, if we are following like must be. We have 5S audits, we have layer process audits, Gemba walks, Muda walks, and both compact audits, but at the end, all of them with different levels, because we are touching, you see, 5S, training, standards, fulfillment. At the end, is always the same. Is in a daily manner or weekly manner, we are tracking ourselves in different levels, from level 1 to level 4. If we are respecting the self we are fixing for us, it's so simple. And always very easy things, if you say that we must move to the right, we are moving to the right every day or not. And again, and the findings that normally we fix in this or we found in this in these checks are very easy to correct, because again, it's only deviation versus one standard that we already fixed. We, for example, we don't allow to audit or to check one thing that is not a standard. I don't know. I will try to put an example. If we put one container in one area and we mark the area in which must be, this is very easy to follow if it's in the area or not. But if we are not making the homework to standardize until this level, you can request to the level 1 or level 2 to put the container in order. But sorry, you are not doing your homework to fix the standard. First is fix the standard, and the standard must be fixed, and we must allow to the team to have enough resources to keep the standard in the daily basis, because if not, it's not a standard, it's another thing. And at the moment that you have all these things, really to respect the standard must be between bracket easy or at the end manageable at lower and medium level. And it's the thing that we are doing there to be sure the standard that we are fixing. And for me, this is crucial. If you want to have an implementation, or you want to establish a continuous improvement mentality, somehow you must fix and stopping. It's like the ramp with the round circle or with the wheel. Always in the continuous improvement, pictures appears a triangle in the base of the wheel, to avoid that the wheel is going forwards, and is going down. And for me, these checks, is to keep the standard consistent, to avoid that they will go down. And this allowed to us, if we push again, to move the wheel up, and we must again move the triangle a little bit up to again. And this is for me the main goal of all these audits and checks.
So this act is based upon the standards, and Benteler being a German company, standards were always important, and even now more. And also the act is also related to the tiers or to the levels, like level 1, it's daily checks, and then level 2 is maybe weekly checks. So, and the BOS Compass is more a kind of annual check to see if the best practice of implementing Lean and Kaizen is really working. So it's what you call the BOS Compass. Can you explain very quickly what is the BOS Compass? So it's auditors come from outside, right? And they give you a score. How many days they spend with you to analyze your plant?
Okay. I try to go fast and from the beginning. The BOS Compass was an audit that was implemented 3 or 4 years ago, And in fact, the thing that we try to do is to really have a score about the implementation in different areas of the company about the lean methodology. And the ideal is to be North Star. That is impossible to have a perfect plan, but this is the goal. The company is fixing, I think, was 4 auditors independent of the plan, is only reporting to the head of Benteler in Germany, and they are doing this audit through the year to the different plants. For example, in our case, at the end of the year, we will go for bronze medal in Valladares. Hopefully, we can get it. And this system, I will try to looking for a sheet that I can show to you, because it's more easy. Yeah, it's like this.
Yes, yes.
We define some pillars: quality, supply chain, productions, maintenance, and engineering, and engagement. And we fix some responsible for everyone. That is the head in Germany. And in every plan, we have some responsible of also for everyone. We have a questionnaire here with, for example, you see, with in every pillar we have some questions. For example, in safety we have 5 chapters, but every chapter, for example, if I choose one, for example, this C01. The questions is not here, is a huge quantity of questions, because is moving. This is, for example, one example. You cannot see, but this is only one chapter. In this case, you see is LM06, and in the standard we are fixing these 5 levels from level 1 to level 5, and here we fix it. What is the requirement? What is the people engaged? What is the standard you see that we must fulfill? It's not possible to read it, but what is the KPIs? And for every level,
I see.
Really, it's like an action, and they give to you the answer. But it looks very easy, but I promise you that was very tough. You have here the question, and here that is not possible to read it, you have the answer. And to be honest, to be a bronze medal, that is the minimum award that we are providing. We have bronze, silver, and gold. The minimum is to be on top of a score. Means is to be here. Benteler have worldwide 42 plants, if I remember well. Only seven have bronze. Of course, no one is silver and no one is gold. I am the pleasure to have one of my 2 plants. Most one was bronze 1 year ago. This year we maintain. That is even more tough to maintain than to reach it. And I cross my fingers this December, the second one, the biggest one, go also to be bronze if we finally get the score to do it. But the final outcome, that for me, I love too much this chart here. This, for example, you can see here the evolution during the years 21, 22, and 23. It's not important the values. But the good important, or the more important thing is, for example, if in one chapter, even you are not able to reach level 1, you remain in level 0. Means even you don't have the minimum skills to be evaluated on this chapter. In 2021, 17% of the plants we have a score in red. Means below 1. You see, with the years keeping stable, last year only 8%, means less of 10% of the plants have one chapter at the latest with level in red. Means that this is proving again, even in the top level, that if you practice and you have stability, repeating and repeating and repeating, the improvement will come. Sooner or later will come.
It will come. Yeah, I understand this is very useful because you have many plants. And this is a way to do Yokoten. Yokoten is to spread the best practice. I also know that you cannot blindly implement all these, let's say, processes and pillars and chapters. And I appreciate that you do it very intelligently because you pick the ones that have impact on the results, on the performance, by using the value tree and with the plant vision. So you are using this, just to harmonize all the plants, but at the same time in your plant, you are also focused on the results. And this is one of my last questions, is about your performance. Your two plants, Vigo and Moss, what about the plant performance? They are at a good level, right?
Yes. For example, Moss 1, that is one in percentage, means plant result versus production performance is the best one in Benteler World since 4 years in a row. Means it's not only one-time events. Since the last 4 years, we always finish the first, and until end of October, most still remain the first. Means if everything is running like this, it will be the 5th year that will be like this, and it's very, very difficult because this year we celebrate a 5 years anniversary. Means since the very beginning, Moss was built like this, with this culture and with this mentality, and by Adares, that is the biggest one. In the last 4 years, we are always in the top 3, top 4. For example, this year we are in the top 3, and some years we are finishing first. And of course, worldwide, that we are competing with, for example, with Chinese and with another one, that they have, the rules are the same, but they have different cards than us. And of course, in Europe, both plants are always top 1 and top 2 year after year, and it's not only due to behavior. Is again is the mindset and all these Kaizen and lean techniques that could be we are not perfect in the implementation, but somehow we are able to focus in the initiatives and in the system that is allowing to us to maximize the profitability at the end.
Congratulations, Jorge. It's a very good performance, and that's of course one of the reasons why I thank you for this interview, because you are really having a very good performance. And the last question is, do you see yourself managing a plant without this Kaizen continuous improvement culture?
Myself, I told you not, for all my background from Valeo to Benteler. But for me, the more important thing, and we talk internally, I think that my team will not be able to come back to the old style. If tomorrow I decide to remove the team leaders, they will claim like hell. All the resistance that I discovered at the beginning to put in place is coming multiplied by 3 times if I must retake back. Or even the organization that we have for the pools to have one head for quality, one head for logistic. If I remove, they will claim, because they have lack of resources and many things. Means that this is good, because the people, we are passing through the companies, all of us, sooner or later. And if somehow the system that we are using is independent to the people, for me is the final goal, because this showing that the next Jorge Garcia that will come, if they use the tool like must be, the future of the both plants that we have in Galicia will be more robust and more bright, also in the long time. That at the end is the key, because if we have a system that is human dependent, that always is human dependent, because the system is working with people, at the end you have a weak system, and this lean Kaizen system is reducing somehow the human dependency, that is also crucial, in my opinion.
We could think if you are, let's say, promoted to another position, the new guy that will come, he will have to run the plant like you do, right?
Yes. Because as we talk, we are not inventing wheels. The only thing that we are doing is checking that the wheel is turning like must be, and it's very easy. Everyone can do it. Many times, for example, I make my Gemba walls with controlling responsible that is about the process, but the checks are so easy that everyone can check it, and to see if it's according to the standard or not. And this is somehow explaining how too easy is to keep the wheel running, but the key is that you must look every single day that the wheel is still running, and for me this is the key, or one of the keys.
Thank you, Jorge. It was a very interesting testimony from your side. And once again, congratulations for the results and for the way you manage the 2 plants. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you to you for all the help that you give to us in this journey, because again, we are here because we get and we learn from many of you, and we try to put everything in one pot, and hopefully I think that we are in the good way. Thank you so much to all of you. Also to Kaizen Institute for all the support during these years.
Thank you, Jorge.